Like I was listening to out of nowhere, and I don't know why, but I just started listening to Ill Communication. Have you ever listened to that record?
No.
Beastie Boys?
Oh, definitely not.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I'm like trying to find like new and exciting music for the channel. And it's just the worst because then, I mean, it doesn't make any sense to me. It makes sense to me. Like, I understand it. By the way, the music that you're now hearing, can you hear that?
It's great.
There's two songs. So there is one for nap time and then there's one for bedtime. And so I'm listening. I've got my son here on the little Nanit. It is my son, just to let you know it's not somebody else's.
Oh, that's good.
Just want to be clarified. He's still not gone down. The last two days, he's just kind of been like, let's go, man. We had a great morning. But anyway, so I've been like trying to find, I don't know, just like, I love like the music and stuff that we have right now, but whatever. But it's just, that's what I was going to say. Like, I understand how YouTube works. Like, I get it. You can't use the reason why I can't use a Beastie Boys song is because, by the way, you see this right here? Look at that.
You cut your lip?
I did not cut my lip. My son and I were having fun. We're eating pancakes. We're watching Curious George in bed. And he just sometimes just gets so excited. He's just like all nestled up on me. He's like, that's awesome. He just goes, wham! just every expletive that I wanted to scream was like, all right. I was very calm. And I was very calm. But I was like, that's blood. It's like,
Gosh.
Daddy will be right back. And so I had to go get, I got a little ice pack on there.
So your son headbutted you in the face.
Headbutted me. He's got Pam's head. Like he's got this just like large, great cranium. And I like completely forgot about it until I looked at myself and I was like, yeah, you can see that. So, I always take advantage of opportunities like this because I can like, hey, what happened? It's like, I fell down. It's like Pam right next to me. She's like, that's right. You fell down, didn't you? I was like, yeah, I fell down. It's like blink twice if you're in distress. So the way that YouTube operates, you may know this, Tom. So please don't stop me if I'm repeating myself.
No, I'll sit back. I'll let you
thank
take
you. Is that they don't want to? I can play whatever song I want to. They don't want to track who's supposed to go to, because like there's pennies on the dollar that happen every time you play a song. But like ASCAP and BMI, we pay like $700 or whatever every year, $400 to be able to use whatever music we want, wherever we want. We can use it on Spotify, like at the podcast, we put it on Spotify, totally fine. We pay that, and it just gets distributed to all the fortunate artists for like tenths of a penny. But YouTube goes, no, because we don't want to pay for it. I was like, ah. So that's why, like, if I had my choice, like Sure Shot off Ill Communication, I can't play it right now for you. I want to play it so bad. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so I've been like trying to find like what's royalty free that sounds like.
Well, I mean, the biggest thing with YouTube is just how big YouTube is.
It's quite large, I've learned. It's pretty popular with the kids.
Yeah. They love it. It's almost as big as Fortnite.
What's a fortnight? 20 days?
I don't know. Yeah, basically. There and back again.
Isn't that funny that that Fortnite literally means 20 days and that thing's been going for longer than that?
2 years. 2 years?
No.
Yeah. I think.
That feels like
you in Fortnite?
Yeah, I'm Jonesy. So I'm like part of this new campaigns. You're welcome.
I don't know. I've played it once and I was like, that was cool, and I left. I know Fortnite from Titanic because they wanted to get there and back in Fortnite.
Oh, God. I was wondering where you're going with that. I was like, they didn't play Fortnite on Titanic. That's why they ran into the iceberg.
Yes.
It's because it was a big event and everyone was playing Fortnite. People don't know this, but Fortnite was actually
It was the iceberg.
Yeah, the Titanic was the iceberg. The Titanic was actually a fortnight cruise.
Have you ever seen the funniest thing I've ever seen?
Can't wait to hear where you're going with this. Go ahead.
It's so great and makes me laugh every time. Is the poster for Titanic 2, where it is just this shittiest Photoshop, but it's the picture of Titanic and goes Titanic 2. Lightning does strike twice.
Oh, no.
And then it has this big leering iceberg in the back. And it's like, so it's sailing away from it. You just don't know what you were doing.
I want to draw everyone's attention to just across Tom's left shoulder. So our camera right, screen right. Tom,
Yeah.
do you have a clown mask suspended on what I'm assuming is some
hold on.
bookshelf? Don't grab it. We didn't do any trigger warnings for this episode, and I think pretty sure that was a feather boa, but we'll save that for another episode.
So this is the
Payday
mask from
mask.
Joker.
Oh, it is. I wouldn't game.
Which, when I saw it, me and my roommate at the time really liked the movie and thought it'd be funny if we got these.
Nah.
And it was only like $10 on Amazon, so it's like, of course I'll get two.
Of course you'll get two. Pay $20. Now here's a question. In the inside, there's like a foam pad. Did that come standard, or did you go, you know what this is missing? Is a perfectly cut rectangular sponge.
You mean the dozens that I have lying around?
Yeah.
It came like this, and I wore it once, and I was like, I guess I'll keep it.
Yeah.
So you can't really throw it out.
You can. There's a trash receptacle. You're gonna put that in the blue one, by the way. That's the recycling.
Oh, thank you.
That's
thank
the one you want.
It is very much plastic. I also put on my cowboy hat yesterday.
You put on or put up?
I both. I can also go grab that.
You can. While you do, hey everybody, welcome to Happy Sunday. Welcome to Prompt.
Oh boy.
Prompt is that thing you look like. Yeah.
Well,
David hit it.
My headphones on.
David put it best. We'll get to you in a second. David put it best. When you put that on, you definitely look like you're like, I'm an Angelino, because you look like a hipster. Like this is the Sabbath, and you should be walking to temple.
Yes.
Here's what you're going to learn about living in LA. You will be able to predict the traffic patterns, and you will learn Jewish holidays. Every Jewish holiday, like Rosh Hashanah just passed. Yom Kippur is coming up, I believe. You will.
Thankfully, I have my mother to remind me of those.
Why your mother? Is your mother Jewish?
Yeah.
What? I didn't know that. Yeah, Monday is Yom Kippur. Yom Kippur? I feel like Yom Kippur.
Yeah, Yom Kippur. It's like a dog.
Yom Kippur? Did you have a dog named Kipper or Yom? I'm trying to figure out which one. Look, dude, my son beat the shit.
Well, I was thinking it's like you're going to get your son into boxing, so it's like go.
No, it wouldn't even be boxing. It'd have to be MMA, and you because you get that headbutt. That's a penalty.
I never understood MMA. Boxing makes sense. You're trying to.
Okay, so we'll get to you in a second. Okay. I didn't either, and then I started understanding it. Boxing to me is the sweet science, as they call it. It's pure pugilism, which is two guys equal in height, equal in reach, around about, and definitely equal in weight, are put into the ring, and the only thing that is going to determine the difference is their training and their will. That's it, because everything else is as closely matched as possible. And it's the only thing that you can use. You have this Tommy and gun, right? MMA is I'm a kickboxer style versus a grappler. So you've got someone who's trained in like jujitsu versus someone who is like I'm drawing a blank on everybody's name because I used to follow it pretty closely. And then like had one like Conor McGregor finally lost, and which I learned a lot from him. It was like humble in victory, humble in defeat, and I was like, yeah, dude.
Was that before or after the match? Because after the match, he's like, sting like a butterfly, hit like a Philly.
Pretty much like that. Conor McGregor, like the my two, like everybody else is Conor McGregor and uh, Ronda Rousey, and they both went down the same year. And I was like, you just can't. And they even talked about it too. It's like the stipulations that are placed upon them from the UFC to be able to promote and the tours that they're doing. She was like, I was on a plane most of the time just trying to amp up this fight, and it took away from my training. I just, I was like, I can get that. But Conor McGregor, the one thing you have to say about him, besides the fact that he's just Irish and has an impeccable sense of style, is he said, humble in victory, humble in defeat. So if I win, I'm going to be humble. If I lose, I'm going to be humble. Now, he's not very humble when he wins because he does talk about how he's the best. But where the hell are we at right now? Anyway.
Boxing. It just makes
So
more sense.
the thing is like, if you get an accidental headbutt in boxing, they're going to review the tape, and that could potentially stop a fight. It has before, to where there's an accidental headbutt. Who was it? It was like a Holyfield fight or something. There's an accidental headbutt, and they stop the fight. Of course, there's like instant rematch, because the one thing that it does is it impairs your vision, and that's why your cut man in your corner is the one who, if you ever like the eye starts to swell up, they're called a cut man because they will literally cut that eye open to release the pressure, first of all, so it doesn't hurt as bad, and also they will quickly put some slather on it, so it doesn't bleed. But if it continues to bleed, that is just you can't do that. You can't bleed that bad in the ring. So like Rocky and stuff like that is never.
They used to use coins to like drain it out. Like they press against it with like a quarter to get like all the blood out.
Yeah, and now they use that there's like an actual thing where they're actually literally moving the blood away from it. It's terrible. They treat them like racehorses. But anyway, I have a big respect for boxing because it's about cardio, and the boxing I didn't do like the heavyweights. I was always like the junior middleweight and the like welterweight, 154, 147. That was kind of like what I like. Or bantamweight, 125 is a hell of a fight because you can just count punches like they're in the hundreds when they're. Sorry. So this is Prompt. Prompt is happens every Sunday. It is a community creative event where we invite you, whether you be watching on YouTube or you're part of our Rad Pack, which is our Patreon, which you can find in the link in the description below. I'm starting to learn how to say stuff like that with some alacrity and flying through it. This is really kind of is one of the cornerstones of what this whole platform of Relator is all about, which is bringing people together of disparate skill sets and showing them how we can creatively and collectively make something centered around a single theme. And so in the past, we've done themes like we watched Shawshank Redemption together on Saturday, and then everybody came together on Sunday, and we had a theme that I think was prison. Or ocean was like also like a bee theme, which is really, really cool. Last week, we did fairy tale one week. Last week, was kind of identity was the theme. It was who am I? And it was writing down who people think you are and then the one that you think you are. And there was a really great discussion that came out of that. Armine especially was like wrestled with it. It was really cool. Steph had a really cool moment. So what we do is we discuss the theme. We have not discussed the theme yet, by the way, in case you're wondering. It has nothing to do with boxing, my son kicking my ass, or his masks or hats. That's just all. You can just fast forward.
That's all I got.
This is just Tom and I hanging out for a little bit. And I didn't even ask, but this could not be going out to the internet at all. This is just me and you. That's happened before. We're like, should I go live?
This? I thought we were just hanging out.
That's when I started taking over streaming, when it was like, what do you mean? It's like, I haven't been doing any of this since forever.
It happened one time because you didn't say go. You were just like,
I should have said go. I also just realized that I should turn this up because that's the one thing you can count on with YouTube is people they will give you audio notes.
They will give you notes about anything.
But specifically audios, like bad audio. Did you see that one comment? Yeah, I'm going to call you out. It was fine. We appreciate your feedback. Mm-hmm. But it was like, maybe not, IDK, maybe not upload this until it was shit audio. And I was like, man, if we have audio, period, we are crushing it. We are doing. You have no idea.
You can hear and see us.
Our vibe is shitty audio, and especially for me, who's got all this audio gear. It's so stupid.
And I'm working off a laptop for now.
Because what'd you do? You like misplaced your...
Yes, I misplaced everything. No, I bought all the pieces. and then I went to like start building it,
Okay.
and the first thing you do is put the CPU in.
Right.
So I went to open it, and I got my CPU, and I put it in, and I just stared at it, and it's like, that's too small.
That doesn't work.
So I had to reorder a new one, which is hopefully coming today.
I thought it was supposed to come like yesterday.
The thing said it's like it's coming today or tomorrow.
Don't you
It
have?
shipped.
You can track it. There's tracking.
It did
numbers.
track it, and it said it was going to come. It said it went out to FedEx. So I could do more research, but it's supposed to.
Yeah,
come
just
today.
like clicking on a link and going.
did.
By the way, it's at your front door. Go get it.
Oh, awesome!
Da-da-da. So prompt. I don't know what we're doing anymore, Tom.
I don't know. Should we just stop this? Should we just turn it all
No,
off?
this is it. I say all this because I went. Normally, I have like this really great. Like I was really proud of last week, and I like wrote it down. And this week has been awesome. It's been very cool, very productive, and I've been able to spend like time with Trevor. Like we did some just daddy dude shit. Like we hung hard today, especially. He was running around and stuff, but I feel like there's times when and maybe you guys are the same way, to where it's like inspiration is there. You can feel it. It's not like I'm in a bad mood. There's just, it's kind of like trying to see stars that are just outside of your periphery. And I was like, why am I not? And it felt a little forced. And so the beauty of this is that prompt, relator, all of this, as we learned yesterday with the movie, it doesn't hang on me. If it does, this thing is going to be super limited and really boring and probably get old super fast. Roger Clark was our special guest, and he took us all to the movies, to Grace Frick, to see Pee-wee's Big Adventure for the first time. Tom, your first time to see it. David's first time to see it. I saw it in the theaters. It's like so crazy. And what's so funny is like asking him, was like, what movie? And Roger's incredibly intelligent, and he's this erudite, and he like is well read, and we're doing this poetry thing together, and it's just like there's all this cool stuff. And I was like, would you ever be down to like host? He's like, absolutely. And I was like, what movie would you? And I'm like, this guy's gonna be like, it's gotta be Citizen Kane or whatever. And he goes, Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Yeah, I think people will get a kick out of that reading. Have you ever seen it, Troy? I was like, yeah, I have seen it. It's like Tim Burton's directorial debut. That's my best Roger Clark. Nobody can sound like him.
It's
It
really
just,
good.
I wish that I had just one day would just like to swap my voice out with his. And you know, you never know, man. He'll walk a mile in his shoes, like walk a day. You day having his voice. And it just has so much more like storytelling, whimsical. Just I don't know. It's that Irish that he just, no matter how far he is from home, how long, he still has whiskey in his mouth. I don't know. So
The whole time I was thinking, like, he's fucking with us, right?
Oh.
He just wants to watch Pee-wee's, and then the whole time he was having.
I can't believe you guys
great
watched
time.
that. Nope. That was just, it was just him.
Anyways, prompt.
Anyway, prompt. Third time's a charm.
Yep.
Fourth time lucky. So I kept thinking this, that's such a funny notion about a movie. First of all, the premise of the movie is just ridiculous. The fact that there even was a movie is ridiculous. That Paul Rubens created this character originally for Broadway, I think, or it was at least
He was doing like the comedy circuit, I think.
comedy circuit. That's what it was, and then it went to Broadway much later. Phil Lamar got to be on that. He became Cowboy, whatever, Cowboy Cal, Cowboy, whatever.
Bebop?
What?
I don't know what you're saying. Cowboy.
Wasn't it? I think it was an HBO special.
What
The original. You can look that up. Pee-wee's Playhouse was like a I think it was an HBO comedy special, and then next thing you know, on CBS, it got a show, a Saturday morning cartoon show, and I was like, I've seen the original, and like one of my favorite, like not favorite moments, but just one of my indelible moments from it was Genie coming up, and it was like, package for you, Genie, and he comes in, and it's a box, and it's hands. And he goes, I've been waiting for these. I know just what to do with them. And he takes them and disappears into his little home. It's like, that's a masturbation joke. Like, I know exactly what that is.
Oh
And
god,
then,
and that would be his downfall later on.
and yeah, I mean, lo and behold, it's the harbinger of his failure. Not failure, just a very,
Just getting caught.
just getting caught. Whatever. It's like, that's what those theaters were there for. But look it up. But then you have like, this, you have this Saturday morning cartoon show, and then you have like, up and coming film director Tim Burton is gonna make himself a motion picture, and he does it with this, and it becomes this gangbuster, breakaway success. It's such a weird thing. So
I mean, what's crazy is like to look at Tim Burton starting with this with Danny Elfman,
yeah,
and then going to Beetlejuice and then Batman.
big
It's
jump.
just like, oh my god, it started with Pee Wee Herman.
Started Pee-wee's Big Adventure, and all that, Mad Mod, or what was it? What was her name?
Big Large?
Big Marge.
Big Marge.
Large Marge. Large Marge.
Large Marge.
Been a while
Big
since I've
Large
seen
is a
it.
great name as well.
Large Marge. And you can you see one little thing with Large Marge. That scared the shit out of me when I saw that. I was not prepared for that. And you look back, you're like, that's the cheesiest claymation ever.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see stuff, but it somehow wasn't scary in Beetlejuice. But you see is like, that's what I want to use. That's my aesthetic. It's so crazy. I would love to see what that guy did with Superman. But anyway.
Well, there were definitely scary parts on Beetlejuice, or maybe I just saw it when I was young.
You saw it too young. Well, go back and watch it
The
again.
hand coming out of the pasta.
Not even
That
that,
was
but like when he
terrifying.
does this thing with his face, and then it's like the
Eyes
scariest
comes out.
thing is that movie terrifies Alec Baldwin to this day because he's like, I did that movie, and Gina Davis.
Yeah.
Um,
Who else?
Winona Ryder,
Well, Mike Keaton loves it.
dude, he was like, I think he he originated that role, but I just think that like he's always Michael Keaton. Man, I think Michael Keaton's such a great actor. We're just so all over the place today.
You ever see Birdman?
Yeah.
That is like I only
He's
watched
playing
it
himself.
recently. Oh, and it's so good.
Do you know that he's playing himself?
Hmm.
There was a house when he did Black Ops, Call of Duty Black Ops.
He was in Black Ops.
Hmm. A friend of mine he did a parody, and I'm not even gonna get into it. It's just terrible.
Anyways, Prompt.
So Prompt, community creative event. Michael Keaton said there's a house in Malibu that he would drive past, still does, I think, to this day. And he would drive past it and say, if I had done Batman 3, I would own that house. So that notion in Birdman, where he was like, we don't sell the house in Malibu. It's like, I was like, did you write this? Like, it's incredible. Incredible movie. Anyway,
Also, the soundtrack to it, jazz. It's great.
almost all drums.
Hmm.
Um,
And it's a one shot. Well, one shot.
it is one shot. So genius, just continuous shot.
Also,
haven't seen
from
Birdman.
someone coming from theater, it is.
To see the inner workings. Yeah, because there's movies like Noises Off. What else?
It's like a theater show.
Yeah,
More.
more about the behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Noises Off, if you've never seen it, it's great. The movie adaptation is hilarious too. Sardines, you have to see it. So anyway, inspiration was just kind of lurking a little bit outside, and I thought about the movie, and I always just want to be honest with you guys. And if I ever feel like I'm coming up short, a lot of times I could be, precluding you guys from saying it's not necessarily about the amazing thing that you come up with, but truly the amazing thing about Prompt for me, and I think people would agree with this, is what people have created from it. So it's not about me. So what I was thinking would make a good theme, I think this is interesting, is he does all of this. Like the premise for that movie, and you don't have to have seen like Hannah specific. She's like, "Do I have to have seen this thing for prompt?" I was like, "No." But the notion of the movie is basically this: a very eccentric individual gets his bike stolen, and he goes off on an adventure to find it. And that's it. Like, that's the pitch. The things that happens to him along the way is his big adventure, is going to get your bike. And it's a ridiculous bike, but to him, it is his prized possession. It is so much of his identity, it feels like, is wrapped up in that bike. But it's a bike, you know? It's just a bike. It is a two-wheeled vehicular device, and made of metal, rubber, and plastic. Maybe a little bit of glass. So my question to you is, what do you have, and it doesn't have to be anything tangible, that you would be willing to go to the ends of the earth for? What do you have that you would be willing to set off brave, intrepid, into an adventure? And what do you think you would find along the way? So that is kind of the theme. The theme is adventure. And what do you have that everyone else could look at and say, that is ridiculous? But to you, you would like, I would go to the ends of the earth for this thing. That's it. It's a very simple thing. Adventure is the theme. The description would be, well, what do you have that you would go to the ends of the earth for? And then I would love to know, what would you find along the way on that adventure? What would your large march be? What would your biker gang be? So here's how it works. We have discussed that theme now. So what we do is we challenge you. If you're watching on YouTube, take as long as you want. I would love for you to share your creative expression of this. So you take that theme, you internalize it, and however you best creatively express yourself, or if you've never creatively expressed yourself, here's a great time to start. Whether you want to draw or write or sing or play, make macaroni art, it doesn't matter. It's all about understanding that you have this storyteller inside you. I always say this, we are genetically predisposed to be storytellers. Since we crawled out of caves, we've been trying to tell our story. And all of us do our storytelling in different ways. Some people are authors, some people are writers, some people are cooks, chefs, some people are scientists, all of us are telling our story in our own way. So to find that creative form of expression for you is you tapping into your truest self. If you're watching on YouTube, then just add us wherever. On the description, you can see me, Tom, David, the channel, whatever. And share how you creatively express this. If you're part of the Rad Pack, then you're going to join us in a Zoom call, and you're going to share with each other and with us your creative expression for this. And I can't wait to see what you guys come up with. That feels like kind of like I did it right, didn't I?
Yeah. Mostly on track.
Mostly on track. They mostly come out of track. Mostly.
Do you want to summarize it up one last time?
So your prompt is, what do you have that you would go to the ends of the earth for? What adventure would you find? If you're in the Rad Pack, we'll see you in Zoom in 30 minutes. And if you're on YouTube, we'll see you next Sunday.
Bye, everyone.
Bam.